Imagine if the best way to make her wish she hadn't let you go was to act like it doesn't even faze you. What if stepping back and paying her no mind actually hits her harder than anything else? See, a lot of guys mess this up. They figure running after her, begging, or showing off their value will pull her back in. Nope, that just proves what she already thinks. She's calling the shots, she's the one worth chasing, and you're the one who can't let go. But the second you genuinely quit caring, the whole game flips upside down. Think back. When did you last really ache for someone? Probably not when they were always around, desperate for your attention. No, it was when they vanished, when their quiet exit left you wondering if they ever needed you in the first place. That's the secret here. She's waiting for you to crumble, to plead, to show her how much it hurts, because that's what she's used to seeing. But when you go silent, when you fade away like she was never a big deal, it throws her off balance. That stillness carries weight. That absence plants a tiny question in her mind, and that question grows into something bigger: regret. She walked away so sure of herself, convinced you'd always be there, ready to welcome her back if she changed her mind. But when you stop boosting her confidence, when she sees you're not as hooked as she thought, that sureness starts to crack. That's the turning point, the moment everything shifts. So here's where you decide: are you going to let this heartbreak shape who you are? Are you going to keep chasing someone who's already checked out? Or will you rise up as the guy she never expected, calm, unfazed, and so steady that she starts doubting herself instead? Here's the real deal. The one who cares the least in any situation holds the upper hand. The less you're shaken, the more she feels the sting. Why? Because people don't treasure what's handed to them. They crave what's hard to get. In this video, I'm breaking down how to take back your strength, leaning on ideas from Stoicism and clever mind tricks. Step by step, you'll figure out how to let go, how to rebuild yourself, and how to make her sense your absence like a shadow she can't escape. By the time we're done, you won't just be tougher, you'll be unstoppable. If you're tired of hurting, if you're ready to become the one she wishes she'd held on to, smash that like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and drop this in the comments. I'm in charge of my feelings, they don't run me. Let's get started. 1. The power of absence. Here's the thing, the less attention you give her, the more it gets under her skin. Why does that work? Because people only notice what's missing when it's gone. It's just how we're wired. Take the air you're breathing right now. You don't think twice about it until you're underwater, desperate for a gulp. Attention's the same deal. As long as she knows you're hanging around, ready to jump when she calls, she doesn't have to give you a second thought. But the minute you pull back, the moment your presence melts into quiet, she feels that gap. Like a piece of her world she didn't know mattered just went missing. Right now, she's got you pegged as her backup plan, certain she could snap her fingers and you'd come running back. That kind of confidence makes you seem ordinary, too easy to predict, and let's be real, predictable doesn't spark interest. But when you stop giving her the attention she's used to soaking up, something changes. All of a sudden, there's an empty space, and the human brain can't stand that. It starts buzzing with questions, second-guessing itself, stirring up regret. She'll wonder, did I mess up? Why isn't he reaching out? Has he already moved on? Was I totally off about him? The instant you stop feeding her sense of importance, she begins to question whether she sized you up wrong, and that's when she starts losing her grip. Absence has this incredible strength because it makes you rare, and rarity builds worth. Think about why a luxury watch like a Rolex costs so much more than a basic one. It's not just about telling time. It's about being exclusive, something not everyone can grab. You're the same way. If you're always there, always reachable, your value dips. But when you become hard to find, she starts seeing you in a whole new light. That's why the first move to make her feel your absence is simple. Go completely quiet. No texts, no calls, no peeking at her stories, no tapping that like button, you're gone. And when you disappear like that, she'll feel the shift like a jolt. Because for once, she's facing a reality where you're not waiting in the wings. Trust me, she'll pick up on it. She might play it cool, posting pics, laughing it off, acting like she's over it, but deep down, in those still moments when the noise fades, it'll hit her. She'll check her phone, half expecting your name to pop up, and when it doesn't, she'll scroll through her notifications, searching for a sign. With every silent day that ticks by, she'll start asking herself, did I let him slip away for good? That's when the regret kicks in. 2. Indifference is the ultimate power move. Picture this: nothing rattles someone's confidence quicker than you acting like you couldn't care less. It's not about blowing up in anger, wallowing in sadness, or even just staying quiet. Real strength comes from shrugging it all off like it doesn't even register. Emotions are a giveaway. If you flare up, try to spark jealousy, or obsess over her every move online, she knows she's still got a hold on you. That's a loss right there, because it screams you're still tied up in her emotionally, and the one who's most tangled up always has the least control. But when you offer her zilch, no reaction, no reply, no sign she's getting to you, that's when her mind starts spinning. She's used to you running after her, showing you're shaken, so when you don't, she's the one left off kilter. Here's the harsh reality. When someone's sure they can snap their fingers and have you back, they stop seeing your worth. But throw a wrench in that certainty, and the whole picture flips. That's why acting unbothered is the ultimate flex. When you stop hinting she's a big deal, she starts questioning why she's not. She'll poke around for clues you're falling apart without her, and when she comes up empty, that's when the absence stings. People don't just shrug off losing something valuable. They scramble to track it down, to patch things up. But when it dawns on them it might really be gone. That's when the panic creeps in. Master that cool detachment, and you'll see it play out. You're not brushing her off to win her back. You're doing it because you're fine without her. That vibe shift? That's what keeps her up at night. She'll toss out little tests, maybe a stray like, a vague story post, a pointless text meant to nudge you. Don't bite. Every time you respond, you hit reset on the whole thing, proving she's still got pull. Stay steady instead, keep it icy, show her she's faded to the background. That's the move that makes her second guess everything she thought she knew. 3. You were never chasing her, you were chasing validation. Let's get honest for a minute. Were you ever really after her, or was it the way she lit you up inside? Think about it. Was it her face, her laugh, or was it the buzz of feeling picked, the high of being wanted, the warm glow of knowing you mattered to someone? Most guys don't catch this until the dust settles. They're crushed, thinking they've lost her, but what's really gone is the boost she gave their ego. That's the snag, the trap that keeps you hooked. You're not pining for her uniqueness. You're chasing the rush of feeling like you're enough. Here's the cold, hard truth. If you were solid in yourself first, her leaving wouldn't have rocked you this hard. Instead, you handed her the keys to your self-worth, letting her thumbs up or thumbs down decide how you felt in the mirror. When she walked away, that empty pit opened up, not because she was your one and only, but because her approval was your yardstick, and without it, you're scrambling to measure up. That stops now. You weren't running after her, you were chasing a mirage, the idea that you needed her nod to feel whole. So what changes when you drop that hunt? What happens when you decide your value doesn't hinge on anyone's say-so? Everything flips. You quit scrounging for worth outside yourself and start stacking it up from within. She stops being your happiness plug-in, and you turn the focus inward. That's when you become bulletproof. Here's the secret no one spills. People gravitate toward those who don't lean on them, not because they love being ignored, but because a guy who's steady on his own is magnetic. A man who doesn't crave her attention, her okay, or her presence to feel complete. That's the one she can't shake from her thoughts. So quit chasing the thrill of being chosen. Stop fishing for someone else to stamp, good enough, on your forehead. The second you realize the only approval that counts is the one you give yourself, you break out of that loop. And here's the twist. When you stop needing her to prop you up, she'll start craving your validation instead. 4. The Stoic mindset: detach or be destroyed. When heartbreak hits, you've got two roads ahead. Let it shatter you or step away and rise stronger. You can let the ache take over, let it hijack your mind, drag you into desperation and fragility. Or you can grab that pain and turn it into rocket fuel for something better. Stoicism isn't about bottling up what you feel. it's about taking the reins. It boils down to one clear fact: you can't steer other people, only yourself. That's where so many guys stumble. They burn hours picking apart her every move, replaying her words, guessing if she's already over it. That's a one-way ticket to ruin, a weak spot that keeps you stuck. Every minute you spend fixated on her is a minute you're not shaping yourself. A Stoic doesn't run after anyone, doesn't grovel, doesn't hunt for closure. Why? Because he gets it. The only thing in his hands is how he reacts, not what she chooses. She's gone? Okay, that's out of your reach. What you can control is your next step, your focus, your grit, your growth. Here's the twist: when you nail that detachment, when you stop worrying if she's sorry or not, that's when she feels the deepest. You're not tangled up in her anymore, not hers to sway, and that's freedom. Freedom from needing her stamp of approval, from digging for answers you don't require, from letting someone else yank your emotions around. So here's the plan: quit spectating her life from the edges. Drop the social media stalking, ditch the daydreams about what might have been. Every second you linger on yesterday is a second stolen from tomorrow. Pivot your energy completely. Hit the gym, sharpen your talents, craft a life so rich that her return becomes irrelevant. You're already miles ahead, and that's when the tables really turn. She'll see you're not just scraping by without her, you're soaring. 5. The reverse chase. Make her feel your absence. Right now, she's got this idea she's won. She pictures you moping in the shadows, quietly hoping for a shot to prove yourself. But what happens when that story flips? What if, instead of you scrambling after her, she's the one trying to catch up? Most guys trip here, thinking they've got to do something flashy to reel her back in. Wrong. The real trick is doing nothing at all. When you vanish, when you radiate total disinterest, when you erase yourself from her orbit, her own head starts working overtime. It kicks off with a flicker of curiosity. She figures you'll crack and reach out soon. When you don't, she clocks it. She tells herself it's no big deal, just a phase, but days stretch into weeks, and now she's glancing at her phone, scrolling your profiles, puzzled why you're holding steady. That curiosity morphs into uncertainty. Did she misread you? Did she undervalue what you brought? Why aren't you crumbling like she thought? Her confidence takes a dent, and that's when she starts testing the waters. Maybe a casual like, a post that feels aimed your way, a vague text meant to nudge you. Here's where guys slip. If you bite, if you even flinch, the whole thing resets. She gets her proof. You were just waiting for her to toss you a crumb. But stay unshaken, act like she's barely a blip, and that's when the unease sets in. Now it's not just missing you, she's questioning if she ever really had you locked down. She's chasing the reassurance she used to assume was hers, and the more she stretches, the further you drift, growing larger in her mind. That's the reverse chase, where she's the one doubting, wondering, kicking herself, not you. It only clicks if you've got the steel to stay unresponsive. So what's the move? Keep pushing forward, keep stacking up your own wins. Don't peek at her posts, don't nibble at her bait, don't give her a whisper that she still registers. When she realizes you're truly gone, not just playing hard to get, that's when your absence lands hardest. 6. How to kill her curiosity, the silent mystery. Curiosity's a wild force. It can drive someone up the wall when they can't crack the puzzle. Right now, she's banking on having you all figured out, expecting little glimpses of your struggle, subtle hints that she's still under your skin. But what happens when you hand her a big fat nothing? No updates on your socials, no vague posts hinting at your mood, no gym pics screaming, "Look at me now!" Just pure, unbroken silence. That's when her curiosity flips into something heavier, almost an obsession. Most guys play it wrong. They spill too much too fast. They toss up, "I'm over it," quotes, secretly praying she'll notice, or they lurk on her stories, leaving a breadcrumb trail of neediness. That just kills the intrigue, proving she's still got her hooks in your head. But when you go ghost, when she's got no clue what's swirling in your mind, that's when her thoughts start turning on her. She'll peek at your profile, blank. She'll fish for intel from mutual friends, zilch. She'll wait for you to slip, to drop some signal she can latch onto, but you don't budge. That's what sends her reeling. You're not predictable anymore. She's left guessing, filling in the gaps herself. And here's the thing, people can't stand an unsolved riddle. Her brain kicks into overdrive, spinning out the worst-case scenarios. Has he moved on already? Is he really this unfazed? Did I mean less than I thought? Once those questions start bubbling up, the whole dynamic shifts. You're holding the reins now. That's why staying quiet outshines anything you could say. That's why being a mystery trumps begging for attention. When you turn into this unreadable enigma, when she can't pin you down or get a read on you, your absence starts carving out a hollow she can't ignore. Suddenly, she's the one hunting for clues. 7. Emotional mastery. Never let them see you sweat. The instant your feelings start running the show, you're sunk. Doesn't matter how far you've come or how tough you think you've gotten, if she spots a crack, a flicker of fragility, she knows she's still got leverage over you. That's the one thing you can't let happen. Here's the deal, she's going to poke at you. She'll toss out little tests, maybe a post crafted to rile you up, a random text to see if you'll jump, or a big show of, "I'm so over you," just to spark a reaction. But you don't flinch. Emotional control is a quiet weapon. It throws people off when they can't get a rise out of you. They're counting on you to snap or sulk, and when you give them nothing, it shakes them up. Now they're the ones left guessing, wondering what's ticking behind your calm exterior. That's when the power tilts your way. Think about it. Who's really in charge in any moment? The one who loses it or the one who keeps their cool no matter what's thrown at them? It's always the steady one, the guy who picks his moves instead of getting jerked around by his gut. From here on out, you lock an absolute command over your emotions. No irritation, no gloom, no outbursts. She texts. You take your sweet time, or better yet, leave it hanging. She tries to stir jealousy? You breeze past it like it's invisible. She angles for a fight? You sidestep it entirely. The moment she sees her tricks don't faze you, that's when it hits her. She'll realize the old you, the one who cared too hard, who leaned on her approval, is history. That's when the seeds of regret start sprouting. She's not facing the same guy anymore. She's up against someone unbreakable, someone who doesn't blink, someone who doesn't need her to feel whole. 8. The cold shoulder. How to handle seeing her again. Sooner or later your paths will cross again, maybe by chance, maybe because she's fishing for a moment with you. Either way, this is your shot to prove, without even opening your mouth, that you're not the guy she walked away from. Most fellas botch this. They overdo it, plastering on a fake grin, acting too carefree, or flexing too hard to catch her eye. That's a rookie move, a neon sign you're still hung up on her, and she'll spot it a mile away. Instead, you hit her with the cold shoulder, not some petty, obvious snub, but a vibe that says she's just not a blip on your radar anymore. Here's the playbook. If she glances your way, you give her a nod, cool, neutral, no spark or shade, like she's any random face in the crowd. If she tries chatting you up, keep it short and flat. No long strolls down memory lane, no warm fuzzies, nothing to hint she's still got a pull on you. She asks how you're holding up? Doing great, you say, and leave it there. No bragging, no rundown, just less is more. The less you hand over, the stronger you stand. What you're doing here isn't dodging her, it's showing her the gap, the emotional miles between you now. She doesn't get to peek into the guy she once knew, and that's what digs deep. She's used to thinking she could waltz back in any time, but now she's wondering if she ever really meant anything to you. That's the kicker, not some new girl stealing her spot, but a you that's so far out of her orbit she can't touch it. This isn't about payback or jealousy bait, it's about being so steady, so detached, that she feels the loss of something she can't reclaim. If you're done pouring energy into what's behind you. 9. The rebirth. Becoming a man she can't reach anymore. There's a tipping point on this road where she stops mattering, not because you're faking it or forcing it, but because you've grown past her. Welcome to the rebirth, the moment you step into a version of yourself she can't even brush up against. Are you so sharp, so driven, so unfazed that she'd be out of her depth even trying to step back in? Too many guys get stuck chasing the breakup trophy, trying to make her sorry, itching to show they're winning. That's small potatoes. The real victory? When she fades into the background of your life, completely irrelevant. She was never the gem, you were, and her missing that is her fumble, not yours. So what's this rebirth look like in action? You lock in on your ambition so tight that she doesn't even pop into your head. You level up, body, mind, wallet, until the guy she ditched is a stranger to the one she'd see now. You quit fishing for anyone's thumbs up because you've forged a rock-solid sense of worth from the inside out. And here's the funny part. The second you hit this stride, the second you stop caring if she regrets bailing, that's when it dawns on her. She's not facing the old you anymore, she's staring at a man she can't reel back in. That's what sticks with people, not just losing someone, but realizing they've lost a version that's untouchable now. And you? You're too busy thriving to notice. The life you're carving out, the person you're becoming, it's too big, too full to waste on yesterday. 10. The final lesson, you never needed her anyway. Here's the raw truth you dodged at the start of all this. You never needed her. Not back then, not today, not ever. You convinced yourself she was the key, the piece that made you whole. But that was a story you spun because you hadn't tapped into your own strength yet. Look at you now. Look how far you've climbed. That gut punch pain that used to knock you flat? It's dust. That itch for her approval? Vanished. The chains that had you locked in? Snapped. And the best part, you did this. You pieced yourself together, turned the hurt into fire, and shaped yourself into a man who doesn't just get by without her, he shines. Now picture her. Has she kept pace with your growth? Has she stretched herself the way you have? Probably not. People who walk off thinking they've got the edge rarely dig in to get better, they coast, assuming the spotlight follows them. But you broke out. You quit the game altogether, and now you're beyond reach. She might circle back, dip a toe in to test if the old you's still there, if she can still nudge you around. She won't find him. That guy's long gone, and she's just a faded name in your rearview, one that doesn't carry an ounce of pull anymore. This is the last lesson. She was a page, not the book. Now you're the one holding the pen, writing a story that's all yours. If you've come this far, if you've fully stepped into your own power, smash that like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and drop this in the comments. I was always enough. This is your time of truth. Stay bold, stay unstoppable.